Is this Mr. Mike Dell?
Yes, your phone system is horrible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I kept seeing your number pop up every few minutes. I'm like, okay, either it's our side or it's his side, or I don't know, but I'm glad we got you, nonetheless. Thank you for taking time to join us tonight.
I was just ringing, and there was no answer. And then one time it did answer, and it said to talk to the host, press 1. I press 1, I get on, I hear you guys talking, and then someone hung up on me. I'm like, all right, so I called back, and then it was, and then it just kept ringing, and no one was answering.
Felix, can you start being more polite to the guests?
You know what? Shut up. That was not me. I was not doing anything.
Yeah, you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, hanging up on your guests and all that shit. I mean, it's one-man Mike Dell. You don't hang up on one-man Mike Dell.
Nope.
No, I don't want to do that.
That's a sin.
Huh.
You can go to jail for that.
Well, nonetheless, moving on. Picking on the host tonight. Moving on. We want to thank you again for joining us, but we wanted to actually get started by asking how you got started and what inspired you to want to become a professional wrestler.
What inspired one-man Mike Dell to become a professional wrestler? Oh, my God.
Take us back to the beginning,
man. So I can hear you guys better. All the way back. All right, wait. I'm thinking. Well, when I was in, through school and stuff, I played football. Football was my first love. And then near the end of my schooling, I started, screwing off, saying, fuck this, I want to party. And I kind of blew things off. And I was watching wrestling, and I really got into it. And I liked about it was the physicality of it, and I also liked the showmanship of it. And I liked, being in front of the camera and playing the character and all that. And so what happened was there was a wrestling school that opened up in the town that I was hanging out in. So I walked in there. It was East Coast Professional Wrestling School, and the head trainer was Gino Caruso. And I walked in and I said, hey, do you guys got a payment plan? Because it was $3,000 to get trained back then. And he goes, yeah. So I paid him $200 a month for 15 months, and I also wrestled for his Fed, and then the rest is history. That was up in New Jersey.
Now, who first inspired you? Any wrestlers in general that inspired you to do what you're doing today?
Shawn Michaels was a big inspiration. I loved his work. I loved his look.
Inspired quite a few people.
Yeah. I loved him all through the 90s up until the first time he retired. And it's funny, people tell me, they're like, be happy you didn't meet him back then. I'm like, why is that? And they were like, because I don't know, I heard he wasn't the same person he is now. I met him, back in 2009 when I did a couple of shows with WWE. He was there, and he was really nice and everything. And they said, well, be glad you met him, But now he's all thin and feeble looking and stuff. He's hardly the Heartbreak Kid anymore, unfortunately, but age gets up to all of us, I guess. And, but I was just like, why? And there was a lot of people said he wasn't the nicest person in the world way back then, right before he retired after the Stone Cold match at WrestleMania 14. I was like, oh, I never, I think Honky Tonk Man told me that, too. Honky Tonk Man said when he first broke into business, he was the nicest guy you'd ever meet. But near the end, when he was doing that click thing and all that, they said he was the biggest asshole they ever met. The guy was just totally walked on water.
Exactly what we've heard, too.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I wasn't there. I never met him then. So, to me, I don't know if it's or not. I'm just certain from some veterans. So, I'm sure there's people out there to say, maybe I was a prick to them, and which is a crock because I'm nice to everybody. So.
Well, you can't please everybody.
Those fucking assholes can go screw themselves because I'm nice to fucking everybody.
So how did it come to be that you came to work for one of the more prestigious companies in wrestling, really? I mean, the NWA. It doesn't get any better than
NWA,
that.
Yeah. Well, what happened was, NWA Houston used to be WOW, and what happened was, I guess there was, and I had done a couple of shows for different NWA affiliates, but I was working steadily for WOW, I think that's what the name was, and I guess there was a court battle or some kind of lawsuit to where Tony Brooklyn and Bruce Tharpe had acquired NWA from whoever had it before. And so that's why WOW, which was run by Tony Brooklyn and Tugboat Taylor, had become NWA Houston, along with Bruce Tharpe, and then they started grabbing all these affiliates, Two of the main companies work for NWA Houston and NWA Branded Outlaw Wrestling. They actually recruited in Branded Outlaw Wrestling to become NWA, and all of a sudden all these companies, they were, they worked hard at it, Bruce and Tony, and they started, getting more and more companies to get the NWA brand and really push it out there, and, it's grown a lot since they took it over.
Right.
And so here I am, and I was already, one of their top guys, and so, like, when the NWA brand took over and they, they were bringing the titles, I got pushed for title runs and everything. I'm still hoping to get a world title run, an NWA world title run, but, So, I'm Mike Dell. Why wouldn't you give Mike Dell a world title run? Come on. I had Vince McMahon calling me 5 minutes begging me to go to WWE. You're not going to give me a world title run?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I'm like, Vince, leave me alone.
Do you think the WWE is ready for you, though?
I don't know if any wrestling company is ready for me, even the ones I work for. I think, WWE, I would, obviously, every wrestler, wants to work the top, company. If you don't, I don't. I hear some people like, I don't want to, no way, I want to wrestle. They don't wrestle. It's like, come on, you're talking out your ass. They're the top guys. That's where you're going to make all your money. That's where you're going to, my name's out there and everything. A lot of people know me, on the independents and the independent circuit and stuff like that. But, nothing to the, like, you're not going to hear my name in the same conversation as a WWE superstar, to someone, some little kid or something like that lives in fucking Nebraska or something, It's just, and I'm not making the money they are. And, just for someone to sit there and, like, badmouth and stuff, it's like, that's the reason you're in this business. Unless you go over to Japan. You can make good money in Japan and all that stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
But I just, it just blows my mind when I hear some wrestlers say, like, oh, I don't need them. It's like, you fucking kidding me? They're the reason you got into this business,
Would you ever have gotten a chance to go to Japan at all?
Actually, I was I was supposed to go over actually the end of this month. I was actually supposed to be there right now. Me and Ryan Genesis were actually supposed to go over for a tag team title tournament, but
nice.
It got it got scrapped though, and something happened and things got screwed up, so it never happened, which was disappointing to say the least. But what can you do? But they just had that. Japanese invasion. The NWA had the Japanese invasion thing last month. They had some guys come in, like Tenza and stuff, and they came in and they wrestled at NWA Houston and at NWA Branded Outlaw.
I was waiting for that to happen for a long while because for the past month we've been seeing NWA go to Japan. We like to see the tables turn last month, which was really interesting because they had Jushin Thunderliger, who I don't think he really comes to America that often anymore much. It's kind of rare.
Right. That was the first time I met them. They were all very nice. I think they were, they came there. They put on a good show. A lot of people were glad to see them. And so, it was fun. It was an experience to talk with them, hang out with them.
So how long have you actually been wrestling for?
How long have I been wrestling for?
Yeah, how long have you been wrestling? Where'd you get your actual start?
I've been wrestling for 15 years.
15? Whoa.
Nice.
15 years, yeah. Cosmetically on the outside, I'm a Greek god. On the inside, I have a 15-year wrestling career.
And if you actually had the chance to get in the ring with your dream opponent at we'll just say WrestleMania, just obviously it's the biggest show. If you had the chance to walk down that aisle against your dream opponent, who would it be?
Does it have to be?
It can be
past,
present.
Now.
It doesn't have to be now. It can be
I would say. Oh, okay. I would definitely say, obviously it would be Shawn Michaels, like 1997, 1998, Shawn Michaels.
Nice.
I still watch, stuff of his from back then, and just, he just had a great look. He was great on the mic, and he was absolutely phenomenal in the ring. I would have liked to have wrestled Bret Hart too in his prime. Bret was, he was a different style than Shawn, obviously a little bit, but.
Absolutely.
I'd like to have, people have said to me, it's like, oh, I like your matches, you wrestle like Bret Hart. People say, oh, I like your matches, you wrestle like Shawn Michaels. And it's just like, Which one, fucker? But no, I'm just kidding. I actually try and mix them up. But it depends on who I'm wrestling, and that's how I'm going to wrestle. If I'm wrestling the humongous guy, I'm going to be a fucking racquetball, bouncing around, speed and agility and high flying. If I'm wrestling someone my size, small, it's going to be a mixture of like technical and also bridge strength and all that. So
do you keep up with the current stuff in wrestling right now, like with WWE and TNA stuff like that? Keep up with that?
TNA not so much. I like read things and stuff like that on the internet. I mean, I'm busy with usually. I mean, I talk to people, and I used to watch it religiously, wrestling. Back in the Monday Night War days and all that. And then it just I started getting a lot busier in wrestling, so I just started not having a chance to really watch it, and I just lost track of storylines. But I still pay attention. Like, I'll watch, recaps of it on YouTube and all that to find out what's going on. And, if something's mentioned on the internet about, like, a certain match or a certain promo, I'll look it up and find it. And, I still study shit, and I still, look at a lot of the wrestlers' matches, just to it's just like doing homework.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you want to, find new stuff and see, okay, what are they doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And, because you're always learning in this business. If anyone ever says, like, oh, I'm good. I've been doing it 15 years, and I still don't know. I obviously don't know all of it. But what can you do, right?
That's very well said. That's true. You never stop learning in the wrestling business, or for that matter, in life, really. But
yeah.
If you kind of reverse the question, I want to ask if you had a manager.
I know it all in life. I do have what?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said, but I caught the last end of what you said there.
Yes, I said in life I've learned it all. I know it all. I know everything.
Well, you're the first person to say that.
What do you want to know, Tommy? No, I'm just yeah. Okay, what's your question?
No, I was just going to ask you now, with your character that you portray for NWA, who would you be able to think that would be best suited to be a manager for you, or would you feel that there wouldn't be a good manager? Would be a manager that would be suited for your character?
It would be a manager suited for my character, like a known manager.
It could be manager, valet. I mean, if you prefer female or male, it doesn't matter. I mean, we had many good managers over the years.
Yeah. Well. Let's think. Well, I guess I've had similar to Barbie Hayden was. She's also a wrestler. She like me, Houston Carson and Barbie Hayden have a clique called ABC, Arrogance, Beauty, and Charisma. Like,
nice.
Houston's arrogance.
ABC's a wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm beauty and Barbie Hayden's charisma. No, I'm just kidding. I'm charisma. She's beauty. But she basically, when I would have singles matches in NWA Houston, she would walk out to the ring with me, and she was basically managing me and Carson when we weren't all teaming, or when she wasn't doing women's matches. And before that, I also had a female ballet / manager, this girl Molly, so Molly Keebler, and I had this thing going called Dell Inc. and all that stuff, and it was
no relation to Stacy Keebler, right?
No, even spelled differently.
It's funny, nobody remembers that name anymore.
Yeah, Miss Hancock. I remember that name.
There you go. I remember that name.
It would be a most likely be a female. I mean, it would just fit that would only fit. I mean, honestly, with my character, I'm a cocky, I have a lot of female fans, and it just makes more sense.
There you go.
To go that route. I'm gorgeous. What the hell are you gonna do? You're not gonna put some smile with me.
There you go.
All right.
Now, we have to talk about.
Oh, go for it, Austin.
Oh, I was going to say that you're an actor too. We definitely have to talk about that. I mean, talk about that for a second here.
I started. I got into acting about a little over a year ago. Cause I'm not going to be young forever, and I just love the entertainment business altogether. So, I mean, you know, what I loved about wrestling, you know, I love the physicality. I love being in the ring. I love, like, you know, I go to a show and a match, like, hey, it's going to be an easy thing. You only have to do this. I'm like, no, I don't want to only have to do this. I want to be in a full-fledged match. That's why I got into wrestling, kind of thing, you know. But not only that, I love, you know, if they say, hey, you're going to be on the mic, you're going to be this, you're going to be doing promos. I'm, like, ecstatic about it, you know, like, because I love, you know, playing the character and stuff. And I was like, well, let me, you know, transition this. And so I went to an acting coach, and then she had got me an interview with an agent, and an agent liked my look and, you know, and the experience and stuff, and they were just like, oh, so, you know, I've done a couple commercials, and
nice.
I did a bunch of extra work, which is, I mean, it's cool if they use you. Like the show The Lion Game, they used me pretty well, you know. And I was, you know, when they saw, I got a big scene in that, you know, there's a horror movie coming out called Six Pack Sam, which will be out early 2014. You know, I have a supporting role in that, you know, lines and everything. And the trailer is actually out for it. I posted it to my Facebook wall. You can check it out. But yeah, I also, you know, I do auditions when I can, and I take acting classes when I can. You know, that's another business that it's just like wrestling where you're always learning. I mean, you know, it's weird. I even read that Tom Cruise still to this day takes acting classes. You know, and
Tom Cruise.
Me. Like you're still sitting there after all these years, especially, you know, still trying to, you know, what's that, your craft or whatever, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
he still continues to make good movies.
Yeah, so, you know, obviously, I've heard that from a lot of actors. They all still take acting classes. And I always thought, like, hey, you know, fuck it, you put me in a fucking big budget movie, I'm done. Like Dell's on it, you know. You can stereotype me all you want, you know, or whatever, typecast me. Actually, I have been, you know, my acting career's only been a year in. I'm pretty much typecast. People make fun of me all the time. On Facebook, they're like, oh, let me guess, you're playing a cop. Every time I get, like, a part, they're like, what are you, a cop, a guard? It's like, shut the fuck up, you know. It's just like, I don't want to fucking answer you. And a matter of fact, I am a guard. Actually, I'm listed as the muscular guard on the new Six Pack Sam movie. The muscular guard. But yeah, that's with the acting goal. You know, hopefully the acting continues to get more and more, and I mean, hopefully I break through and really get out there. Because I'd love to. I mean, I love it. You know. So.
Did you?
I got a question for you. If you were given the opportunity, I'm going to pose a question to see what you think. The opportunity to walk the aisle at WrestleMania against Shawn Michaels in his prime, or even now for their match, for one match. And then you were given also a script to work your lead role with maybe one of your favorite actors that you wanted to work with. Both are offering you contract. Which way do you lean?
Well, how long are the contracts?
Well, the contract.
I would do WrestleMania. I would do WrestleMania.
And of course, they'd offer you a contract to come work at WWE. Of course, you probably end up making movies with them.
Yeah. So I'd get the best of both worlds with WWE. If I went the other way, I wouldn't.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you could get more movie work. You never know.
Well, with movies.
Well, like you said, I would. Go ahead.
But the recognition portion, you get to go from one thing to another, and you get to continue to keep your name out there. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I would like to pass up a WrestleMania experience, you know, which. You know, you would still. I think you would still get the. There's a good chance you still get the breakthrough in the acting. You know, if you go to the acting part, you know, you pretty much lost your chance at the WrestleMania part. So, you know, I wouldn't pass that up. So.
Well, if you went to WWE and you passed the contract, I mean, if they like you, they can continue to use you. If with movies, you're never really gonna know. I mean, at least I don't know if. You're never going to know when your next time is to actually be in a movie, so I would take the WWE contract also.
Yeah, that's a big thing with acting. Like, you know, I mean, like I'll have months, like I'll have a month go by and not get one audition, and also the next month to come by and I'll get like 2 or 3. And you know, if you get it, I mean, there are like with some movies, I think like for instance, like Hugh Jackman, you know, when he started doing the X-Men, he was, you know, that he signed a contract, you know, that. You know, he had to. This is the amount of sequels you're gonna have to do and all that stuff, which he was fine with. But like you're saying, also it's like say they decide not to make any more of those movies. You know, what good is the contract? You know, so it's like with WWE, you're under contract. WWE's not going to end anytime soon, if not ever. So, you know, movies get scrapped all the time. One of them does bad, and they're like, well, screw the sequel. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be an R.I.P.D. sequel.
I've seen that movie. Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah, because if I'm so, and I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan. He's one of my favorite actors, and I was just like, oh, that's, you know. But I even saw the writing on the wall. It was a rather odd movie. Huh?
It wasn't really. I mean, it would seem like a well, I want to say cheap knockoff of maybe Men in Black.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of it. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
It was a shame too because they had some great actors in it. Ryan is good, and I think I can't remember which Bridge brother he is, but he's also a good actor too.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, Jeff Bridges was in it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so was Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was in it too.
That's right. There you go. Got some great actors in it. Just really kind of a crappy movie, but anyways.
Yeah, it was definitely Men in Black knockoff. I agree with that completely.
Now,
if they had cast Mike Dell in that, it probably would have taken off.
Oh yeah.
But it's their fuck up, not mine.
There you go.
Before we go off the acting subject here, did you watch Breaking Bad? You kept up with that?
Oh no, you didn't just say
that. I have never seen an episode of Breaking Bad.
You are kidding me.
Everyone. You know, it's funny. I love those type of shows. I'm a big Sons of Anarchy fan. I love the American Horror Stories series. I love Justified. You know, all those types of shows. And you know, Breaking Bad is right up there. It's the same type of shit. You know, like type of cable like series. And I never saw an episode of it. And everyone tells me, "Oh my God, it's the greatest show ever." And I'm not saying it's not. I just never got around to seeing the damn thing.
It is the greatest show ever.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And people come out and talk about it. I'm like, I would pay you to watch it. It's that good. Really.
All right. Well,
excellent.
When we get up the air, I'll give you my address, and you can send the check to.
That's exactly what the other guy said.
Well, don't say that if you don't
mean. Someone wants to buy me the DVD collection for how many years was it on? How many seasons was it on?
5 years.
8 seasons? 5 seasons? Oh, okay.
Yes, 2008.
Yeah. Oh, if everyone wants to send one man Mike Dell the 5 seasons of Breaking Bad, I have a DVD player, or I can watch it digitally. You can purchase it for me and send it to my address is.
Hey. There you go. I don't know if you want to give that out on the air, so.
No. I'd go home and there'd be 2,000 women at my door, you know, scantily clad, banging on it. Maybe I should give out my address.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Breaking Bad goes, I don't get into those kind of shows. I just couldn't. I got into more of a Sons of Anarchy kind of. Well, it's more my thing, but. Anyways, we'll move on from reality. We'll move on from TV shows.
Yes. Until I get into one, we got to move on from it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's talk about that. Always. Yeah. But
now, where's your next show going to come up to?
Well, actually, that's a damn good question. As far as wrestling, I am going against one Luke Hawx for the Wildcat Heavyweight title on November 15th in Louisiana. This is a rematch. Yes, this is a rematch. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but I don't know if you heard of KOTU, Kings of the Underground. He's now the newest member of Kings of the Underground with Showtime, Scott Summers, and Ryan Genesis. I faced Showtime this past Saturday and pretty much had to take a little vengeance out on him and basically berate him afterwards for choosing Luke, considering that I'm facing Luke for that title on the 15th in Louisiana. And so I told him, listen, KOTU became 3. They're going to be back to 2 once I'm done with Luke. And I'll have a little more gold around my waist. Add another belt to my list right now. So.
And Steve Richards is also going to be there, too, that night.
Yes, he is. Yes,
you going to do some DDP yoga while you're there?
I'll probably get him to stretch me out a little bit before I go out and kick Luke's ass. Why not? What the hell?
I hear it does wonders for you guys.
Yes. It should be. You know, honestly, Stevie, I pretty much, from what I've heard, has actually started that, you know, before DDP did it. Just DDP got his name on it. But that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. Yeah,
I don't either.
He's been doing that type of. remember when I first met Stevie, it was at a WWE show, actually. I was, WWE comes around, they'll use the independent wrestlers, as, enhancement talent extras or tryouts and stuff like that. And I was there for, tryouts / enhancement talent and all that, and that's when I first met Stevie. And while he's talking to me, he's sitting there doing, jump rope, jumping jack, stretches, I hadn't seen him. I'm just like, well, this guy just nonstop works out. And, so I wasn't surprised when I saw him, doing all the yoga stuff. I was like, well, figures. That's when I met him, he was doing that stuff, so I'm sure he can never stop. But no, Stevie's a good guy. I like him. We get along.
He definitely does all these little workshops whatever show he's at.
It's the night before the show.
Oh, no, I'm saying he does the DDP yoga before all of the shows he goes to.
Oh, okay.
He's going to have a workshop the day, earlier in the day of the Wildcat show. He's going to be doing a workshop somewhere in New Orleans.
Oh.
So,
didn't you say you were going to try to go to that, Austin?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely try to go to it, and the Wildcat show right after.
Damn right.
You got to get a chance to meet Mike
Dell's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, Mike Dell. Yeah, he's going to be there.
Make sure you get a picture with him, man.
Yeah, he's going to be didn't you guys faced off, I've
got new T-shirts, too. You can buy a new T-shirt, too.
Dell, yeah.
The Dell Bo Cometh T-shirts have come out. Which are gorgeous. And actually, the picture on the front is of me, which obviously is gorgeous. But that's me doing the Dell ball. That's me doing the Dell ball and one Jerry Lynn on the T-shirt.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Better get yourself a T-shirt, Austin.
Definitely. When you were the last time you were at Wildcat, that wasn't it wasn't last month, it was the month before last, right?
Right. Yeah, because I got suspended.
Yeah.
I got suspended for 2 shows, and so basically what happened was, what the lead-up is to the 15th was, I faced Luke Hawks. He was Wildcat champion, because he won the Steve Anthony won the tournament, and he defeated Steve Anthony a couple shows later. He took the title from Steve Anthony. I go in there, and I face Luke, and I beat him fair and square, but they claimed it was by disqualification, because Luke had to use a chair. And I grabbed the belt because I'm like, okay, he's the champion. I beat the champion. I'm the champion. So I grabbed the belt and I left with it. And then when I came back to the next show to defend my title, even though they're saying it was Luke's, Al Lyons, the new GM, had said, if I do not defeat Luke in a rematch, I would be suspended for 2 shows to be punished for supposedly stealing the belt and, representing it. And I was just like, this is bullshit, but okay, I'll do it. And we did a match, me and Luke, and Steve Anthony decided to come out and stick his nose in our business, distract me. I get basically dropped on the thing women love about me. And I'm sitting there in pain, and then I get nailed by the blockbuster, and then I'm getting pinned. And I'm suspended for 2 shows. Which is a crock of shit.
That's
now is that fair, right?
New Orleans.
So Luke gets his belt back with all the drunks in New Orleans, and he's happier than a pig and shit. And I'm suspended for 2 shows, but I got my lawyers involved, and my lawyers got me back after 1 show. I got back in there. I was only suspended. He got it cut in half. And also there was the rubber match clause they found, which was, if there's been championship has switched hands, or there's been 2 lost by either opponent, there's got to be a 3rd match to prove who's the actual champion. So, without anything said, here we are, 3rd match. I get a title shot again, and November 15th, 1 man like Dell, Luke Hawks.
And if
going down.
If anybody's wanting to go to that show, it's November 15th, and you can get tickets by going to emailing Wildcat Sports at yahoo.com. I think it's Yahoo. But anyway, that's the email address where you can get tickets. Gmail, Yahoo.
Yes, and there's also, not only on my page, but Luke's page, and Wildcat Wrestling's page, there's a poster for it. It's got, all of, me, and picture me and Luke and Stevie Richards and other folks will be there that night.
Austin, you better get the pictures at this event, man.
Well. Definitely.
Yeah.
You're in Louisiana. I'm here in California, so.
California. I've been wanting to get out there to wrestle. Actually, I want to
There
get
you
out there to go to LA. But what part of
Got a lot
California?
of places out here to wrestle.
What's
that? I'm sorry?
Yeah, what part of California are you in?
Southern. I'm actually not too far from Los Angeles. Not too far from Rikishi's school. It's out here.
Oh, I wrestled with Rikishi just recently.
Yep, he has got the Knox Pro shows that they do here once a month.
Oh yeah. Well, if you see him, tell him I said hi.
Sure. I met him once. Nice guy.
I got to wrestle him just about a month ago. Actually,
stay away from the stink face.
I was in a tag match against him. Yeah, I didn't get hit with it. My opponent, not my opponent, one of my partners got nailed with it. It was a 6-man tag, and one of my partners got nailed with it. I didn't. I'm too pretty for that. Hell no. But it was a pleasure to work with him. He was fun to work with, and he liked my work.
Cool.
So, yeah.
There you go. Very cool.
And is that the only show you have up?
What else?
There you go. That's a good question.
Is that the only show, the Wildcat show, or is there any more shows that you have upcoming?
Yes, actually, the very next night, I shoot right back into Texas, San Antonio, for Branded Outlaw Wrestling, NWA Branded Outlaw Wrestling, on that show as well. Where my buddy, one of my ABC compadres, Arrogance, is Houston Carson is going against what's called Charlie Haas for the NWA BOW heavyweight title.
That's going to be a match right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty awesome.
All of them on at one point or another. We had Carson on, Barbie, and Ricky Starks. So we want to get them on at one show at one time in the future. I think it'd be kind of interesting.
That would be a crazy show to have them three on talking at the same time. My God.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun, though. I think Mike Dell should call in and give him a little bit of shit.
Well, yeah. Well, it would. I don't know what we call Ricky. He as on the ABCs. I guess we'd have to see that. Well, it's funny. Like sometimes, I don't know, James Claxton. He's always like, "Let me be the D. I'll be drunk." He's like Arrogance, beauty, charisma, and drunk. But I can't go say Ricky to do that because Ricky doesn't drink really much. So,
really much?
So I don't know. He doesn't drink much. Yeah. Not as much as James, anyway. But I don't know many people that do. But, of course, when I drink, it's low-carb beer anyway. So.
Low-carb, yes.
So
yeah.
if your fans want to actually keep up with your social media, where can they actually keep up with everything that you're going on with you on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media you got?
Yeah, Twitter, it's at One Man Mike Dell. It's all letters. There's no numbers or anything like that. And then on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Mike.Dell.33. Or just do a search for Mike Dell, and I'm the only superstar that's going to show up. So you can find me that way as well, as far as that goes. And of course, I'm always posting merchandise and where I'm going to be, what fed I'm going to be wrestling for, and so I'm easy to find.
There you go.
You guys found me, right?
Found you.
So.
Yeah, we found it.
Yeah, I found you. And
there's only one
got
man,
you as a friend too. So.
Who's gonna take what's that called? Shit. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna take too many headshots. I can't think of wording right now. Never mind.
That's all right. I was just going to say, as far as the social media plugs, do you actually do Instagram at all or no?
Instagram? No, I haven't jumped on the Instagram
thank God
bandwagon yet. I think isn't it just like pictures? Isn't it just pictures
exactly.
anyway? Which is great.
That's all it really is, but it's a way to have fans keep up with you.
Yeah, Carson, Houston Carson, he uses that a lot. I've always seen him post, and we always bullshit about it. It's like, use this, man. I was just like, come on, the camera loves me. You see my pictures. Come on.
if that's all you do, then I'd say get an Instagram. I think your fans will love it.
It does make sense.
Yes.
You post pictures, and you can do the same exact thing on Facebook. Plus, you can comment, share, like, whatever, all that stuff. Like only on Instagram, you post a picture and have a nice day.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Austin, Facebook bought Instagram They bought them.
They
so
bought it?
They work in cahoots together. So
yesterday, what happened? I haven't heard of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Facebook to me pretty much covers everything. I was very confused by Twitter when it first came out. I was like, I don't get it. Why am I doing this if I have Facebook?
only 140 characters are left.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, it's even small. It's a smaller network. I'm just like, why am I even using this? But I was like, well, screw it, I'll just use it. I know people just pop in saying what they're doing. But
exactly.
I don't know. I still think Facebook's at the top of as far as like media attention.
Well, at least you don't do MySpace,
especially in this business. No, I did when it was first out before Facebook came along, and then the new MySpace came along. I was getting emails like, "Hey, check out this person's new MySpace." I was just like, "Why is anyone going back to that thing?" But the only thing I did think about MySpace was MySpace had. I loved it that you could put your music on your page. Like if you go to Mike Dell's page, like my entrance music would play, and I thought that was awesome. That was the only thing I liked about Facebook. But besides that, it was very complicated. Like you almost had to be like a programmer to actually, post anything on the damn site. So I was just like, fuck this. And Facebook came along.
I remember I came onto Facebook in 2008, and it was still pretty quiet. And then, like in 2009, it completely took off. And before you knew it, everybody and their mama had one.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I heard Justin Timberlake bought MySpace. That's why it's back.
That's the rumor.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
He does nothing with it. So.
One question
for
me here.
It's the same bullshit.
Do you think that with wrestling, if they didn't have social media involved with it, like wrestling and getting their stuff out there, do you think it would be still as big as it is, right now?
Yes.
Do I think because
they didn't have social media in the 90s, and they still had their merchandise out there selling them all.
Oh yeah,
selling like hotcakes. It didn't matter if it was WCW, ECW, WWE, or even the independent shows.
Do you mean doing like a lot of...
I'm just saying, I went to a lot of the independent shows and WWE and so forth.
Also.
But all right.
Yeah.
Did you have any final questions for Mike Dell, Austin?
That was awesome for me. I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I'll see you in Louisiana.
A lot of respect for you guys.
Definitely. I'll see you there in a couple of weeks.
Yes. So remember, Louisiana, Wildcat, Mike Dell, Luke Hawks, the newest KOTU member. That piece of garbage is going down.
Best for business.
Thanks again for joining us tonight, Mike.
Heavyweight
Appreciate it.
Yes.
It is always thanks for having me. It's always your pleasure.
Yes, always our pleasure.
All right, guys.
Cool, man. It was good talking with you.
Yeah, you too. I'll talk. I don't know if I'll talk to you soon. Well, you'll see me. You'll see me soon, of course.
Well, I'm talking about Austin taking pictures at the show. He's going to go
in the ring, all over. You'll see me on the big screen, hopefully soon, the TV screen. All that good shit. All right.
That works. Enjoy your night, man, and we'll talk again soon. All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Later, man.
Bye.